I grew up in Zambia, matching the division, and I'm still in the division. I mean, matching the division. I live in Lukuli, Lukuli Road, one of the poorest roads ever. Wow, I have a lot of siblings. I think it's now 14. Yeah, and I'm the eldest. Well, at first it was always televisions because we were kids and we didn't have like a TV was a some like a luxury. So first of all, you used to run and watch TV from there. Then what else? There was a family after getting the TV and also trans- being transferred to another place because I was living in the barracks. So there's a lot of transfers that I made. Another thing that amused me was musical instruments. Like there was a kid who had a trumpet and then a piano, but all like toys. But I was so much interested. I always just had to go to their place. And sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's the food. You know, your home, like your homemade. I mean, the food at home becomes the same and it becomes usual. So when you go and see a different kind of food, like what is it called? Atapa, atap. Uh, so we had a lot of Itesot neighbors, and I also learned some Itesot when I was so little. So I used to go for some different food. I would have said it's a memory, but it's not a memory because I have less memory about it. But I feel sad that I didn't really get to know my mom that much because I was 3 or 2.5 when she left, and I always thought we were going back to pick her. Like every time I was like, so when are we going back to pick mom and come to town with her? So like that's like one of those sad memories. Yeah, yeah. And my best memories as a kid is always the Christmas and get together. I got to learn how to ride a bike on Christmas Day. So guess what? Like everyone is there, like extended family in the village. And I'm in my suit. I don't know if these days they wear suits, but I had my suit. Like you wear it on Christmas, and I was riding around the house, the grandpa's house, and everyone was like, "Look, Ronald is riding," and everyone came out to see me, but then I forgot how to brake, so I fell in the mud. But everyone was excited. I was excited. I had to change. So my Christmas went on without like a nice outfit, but I was happy that I learned how to ride a bike on Christmas. I listened so much to Dory Parton because I mean, you're influenced by what you hear and what other people are listening to. So my dad had those tapes of Dory Parton, Don Williams, and there's this islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between, and we rely on each other. Uh-huh. So as a kid, yeah, that was the song. Favorite game as a kid. Uh, it was usually football. Yeah, football. Although by S1, I had to drop it because we had to move so far for football, and then by the time we came back, the food was finished. Food, food. Ah, I was like, no. Now I'm a musician. That's how. Yeah. Wow. Using a pen. I got bitten. Sorry to talk about my dad like that, but I got bitten because I started now trying to see how these grown-ups really write. So I started writing things, and then later I couldn't read them just because I was excited to use a pen. Man, yeah. When they told me to read my notes, I was like, damn, I didn't really think about this. So yeah, that's using a pen and wearing the uniform. Well, I was really excited. I was Zambia Barracks Nursery School. I think the nursery school is still there in Zambia, the barracks. Yeah, that's where I wore my first uniform and I had the container. So I was excited because it's cool. Yeah, you feel like you're going to do something different, but later it becomes boring. I didn't have a school that I wanted, really. I just wish I knew like maybe that I'm going to have to choose a career right after HSC. Like I wish I knew that. Okay, because they prepare you by saying, hey, there's career guidance, and we are trying to see that the subjects that you take will take you to university. But we didn't know that university doesn't mean university, the school. It means you're going to a society that is different from high school. So I wish I knew that. I would have, known that. Okay, okay, pull up my socks and all that, and do it differently. But yeah, I did it. Um, I did uh, history, economics, geography, and I struck art. I'm very good at drawing. Not so much, although because I didn't take it as you know, as a career. But then I did development studies because I feel for my country, so I did development studies. One will ask me how I put that in my music. Well, you see my charity that I do. I work with a lot of NGOs, and I use my voice and music, and I use my brain to actually talk to the people and affect the nation. Yeah. If you listen to me, then you will know. I think we should study what we love, because in the end, the passion and love will just it will the monetization and everything and the business part of it will come naturally, and you will earn naturally. Our dream job, everyone dreams to be like a pilot or doctor. Yeah. This, so I was thinking, yeah, if I study so much, I'll become a pilot. And then when I knew that a pilot is also supposed to be, so intelligent, and in my studies I didn't want to be so stressed. So even though I was smart, I am smart. Feel like it's a way I keep my memory of my mom, because the point the point on the day I knew that she was singing in church. Now when she had me, I I just said, yeah, well, that's the reason why I have this talent, and I have to keep it alive, to keep her alive. So I chose music, and I was a guy who was so quiet when it came to home and everywhere. So music gives me a voice, and yeah, I chose to do it. By P7, I was writing songs, writing plays for Bupa Dengo Primary School, just like that. I did shows in dormitories, from dormitory to dormitory. No instruments, just like dishes and saucepans. Yeah, and composing some songs, and yeah, that's if you listen to the song of Kauda, the Chimuli Chaloza ni Chembaide Ngambulia. I sang it because that's a song I sang in the dormitories, and if there's any OB who remembers, they will remember. So that's why I sang it, even though it took a while. But yeah, I chose music. That's the time, and the dream just kept on growing up to now. It was I told everyone, but there's an uncle of mine who's called Uncle Joseph. Yeah, I told him everything, and because I is the person I felt like I could tell anything, so I could ask him many questions because I was so inquisitive, but also he's the person I could open up to, so I told him everything. Um, people think you are trying, or you have a dream, and it stops at being a dream. But as time goes on, and they're there with every step, they start to believe you. So yeah. From the very start, it was me alone. From the very start, it was me alone, and I actually had to make more connections from my little salary that I was getting from Cineplex cinemas. I started to pursue music as a career and entered. I started to follow around karaoke groups and do my original compositions, and that's how I got to know about the industry, got to know about different studios, uh, just right after HSC in my VAC. Um, then, yeah, so I got help from different people after, exposing myself to them and showing them what I can do. So there's Aziza Zion among the musicians helped me, and actually my stepmom, because she's the one who accepted, the times that I came back home and opened for me uh, when I came back from all these funny performances. Yeah, without that hearing me coming in, so I'd say she supported. It was at school. I was in S3, but I did the S4's Levers party at Light College Mukono, and I did uh, an original composition just for them. And I had some few friends who wrote verses on it, and we enjoyed. But that's the thing. I don't have it. I don't know many songs like by heart, but I just know them. Not like I didn't grasp most of the songs, so I don't mime. It 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 wasn't my power. I didn't. It wasn't my strength or anything. I didn't really mime. I just did a lot of original compositions. I killed that from school from the start because I knew many people killed it with booze and everything, and I couldn't. I don't know why, but uh, my body is not made for alcohol and all the other drugs. So I just had to train myself and say, hey, you are on stage, everyone is listening to you. You have the microphone, so everyone is listening to you. So it's up to you to entertain them or make them send you off stage. So that I learned, and it was self-taught. I also knew that everyone is looking at my eyes and my face and my lips. So I knew that if I smile, if I make eye contact, these people are going to really feel the energy. So I knew from the start that I feed from the energy from the crowd. So that's what keeps me going. So stage fright, I get it before I hold the microphone. But when I hold the microphone, I'm like, yeah, showtime. My dream venue was Palm Awards. Palm Awards. Wow. That stage, that's the most inspiring thing that any artist right now got. Like everyone wanted that Palm Award, South Africa Music Awards, like just to hold that accolade and also perform on that big stage. It was, it is the biggest stage ever. People will tell you about Nambole and whatever, but this is the event that had every sponsor and every artist, every sponsor, every every person um, in the industry, every player in the industry. Yo, you cannot even know how many sponsors were on that one event, and no one was fighting for any space or something. Everyone was catered for, so it meant like it was so big for me. Right now, my dream venue. I don't know. I create my own venues. Like um, when I was, yeah, I create my own venues. Actually, there's something that everyone doesn't know. I'm the very first artist to do a concert at Freedom City. Very first. Maiden concert of an artist to be at Freedom City, it was me. That was my first concert, MARO Live concert. The MARO Live 2013. 2014, I made another venue that was Magnon Suits, and it was sold out, and they closed the venue for events after my event. Well, 1,000 times. 1,000 times. I would say more than even 1,000. I've been booked, um, even when they are not advertised on radio or TV. I'm really booked all over, and even now, as I speak, uh, someone has just called and they are coming tomorrow to give me deposit of being blocked from performing. No, no, I've never been. I I I perform very well, so I'm never broke. I'm never blocked. Um, I have rights to my music, rights to perform my music, um, and I have rights. Um, that's performing rights and IP, which is intellectual property. Now 9 years, so next year I'll be 10 years, just like Eddie Kenz. Well, first of all, I will tell you this genuinely that people will stay people, and you as a person, they will build your career if you let them, but they will destroy it more if you let them so close. Greatest challenge. Well, challenges come day by day, but my greatest has been this year, but I've learned to live with it. My greatest was personal, and I've just learned to live with it. Just